watching HCAM TV.
Hello and welcome, not to the Hopkinton Hangout Hour, but to a brand new show that HCAM is very excited to be in collaboration with the Hopkinton Senior Center. We are live. It's Friday, 10 o'clock in the morning, and we have our hosts, Amy and Ashley. I am here to welcome you and to get the first episode rolling and start talking about all the cool things that the Senior Center is doing in this unprecedented and different time than we've ever experienced. So, Amy and Ashley, welcome to your new show.
Thank you, Jim.
I'm really happy that you're doing it. So go ahead.
Yeah, so a big welcome to all who are on with us today and watching today. Some of you already know me. As Jim said, I'm Amy Beck. I'm the Director of Senior Services at the Senior Center. And Ashley Shaheen is the Assistant Director. She's here with me here today and I think every week. And we just wanted to have a way to reach out to everyone and tell you to keep moving because it is such a different time than what we're used to. I think, you know, when we're isolated and we're told to stay inside, it's very easy to sit back, do nothing. And of course, that's not the best thing for us. It's not good for us physically, and it's not good for us mentally. And so, you know, at the Senior Center, we're trying to make that keep moving for you while you're at home. The format of our show is really fourfold. The first thing, you know, we want people to be able to call in and say hi. And so at some point, if you do want to call in, we'd love to talk to you. And then we're going to have a time where we can talk to a guest. Today, it's just Ashley and myself. So you're lucky. And this week. And then we want to talk about what we have going on at the Senior Center that will keep you moving. From the moment we closed, which was back in March on the 13th, was our last day we were open. We've been working really hard at the Senior Center to keep giving you things to do, whether it's activities that you can do from your home, whether it's making connections with your friends and still being able to chat with other people. And so I guess, you know, that's kind of it. We're also going to have an opportunity where we may show you a video or two of things that we're doing, or, you know, snippets of some of our classes so that you can get a feel for what we are doing. And again, you know, this is about you guys. We want to make sure that you're moving, that you're active, you're staying healthy, and that mentally you're staying involved. And that's hard to do sometimes when you're home alone. So let's see where to begin. So Ashley, you know, maybe you could talk a little bit about what you've been doing in the last 7 weeks or so.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well, staying at home. But even though the Senior Center is closed to the public, the building is closed, we are fully operational. We have been working with staff, instructors, volunteers to bring programs to you on a virtual platform. And I can talk about some of those programs now. The best place to look for the programs is through the website, so www.hopkintonseniorcenter.com. And if you look on the tabs, we have a specific tab related to virtual programs and activities. And if you click on that tab, you will see a variety of programs offered daily. I can speak about some of them. We have fitness classes, so we have our yoga instructor, Crystal Lee. She is teaching twice a week on Mondays and on Thursdays, 9 to 10:15 a.m. On Mondays, it's a chair yoga class. On Thursdays, it is a gentle yoga class. She does a great job in offering modifications. When she was teaching at the Senior Center, I actually got to take one of her classes and really enjoyed it. So we have yoga. We also have, let's see, on Mondays at 2, we have Zumba. On Tuesdays at 2, we have tap. On Wednesdays at 2, we have bar. And then on Thursdays at 2, we have a new class, boot camp, which is cardio intensity, but again, the instructor offers modifications, and those 4 classes are taught by Rebecca Trudeau, and she, if you know her from the senior center, certainly gets you moving, and she just has so much energy. She really gets you going. So aside from the fitness classes, we also have TED Talks, which is a discussion on a topic of interest. This past Monday at 12:30, the focus was on comedy. A week before that, I think it was on happiness. So the topics range based on participants and what they would like to talk about during the TED Talk discussion. On Wednesdays at 10, we have an informal coffee group organized by Deneen, our receptionist, just an opportunity to call and to check in with everyone. And we also have a caregiver support group. So the list is growing by the day. It seems as though every day we're able to add programs, and on the virtual platform that we're using is through Zoom. So if you are interested in any of the programs that I just spoke about quickly, or if you wanted to go to our website and to see what all those programs are, just shoot me an email, give us a call, and we can certainly add you to those lists. So aside from the website, Amy is holding up the latest edition of our Hilltopper newsletter. She has the May edition in front of her, and all the classes are included in that. Amy, do you know if people have received their newsletters yet?
They should have. I have not heard. I don't know that we've gotten ours yet. I have one coming to the house, so I always know. But I believe they should be receiving them any day now if they haven't. So today being the 1st of May, hopefully you have it in hand. But the newsletter is, and that brings us to a good point, the newsletter is a great source of information. We send it to individuals over the age of 59 in Hopkinton. And so that when you get it, don't toss it out. It has a lot of contact information. It has course information. And when we are up and running, it has information about trips that we may be taking and other activities. So it is a good source of being able to get involved, and so take a look at it. I think there's always something new, but our schedule for what we have going on right now is listed in the newsletter, and so that's a good spot to start. And we, as Ashley said, we are trying to add to it every day or every week. It's an interesting process. I think the biggest thing is, people think, oh, I'm not technologically oriented, I don't know how to do it. There are ways around that, and that we can help you. We actually also have a senior volunteer who has worked in our computer lab, and if you've come to our computer lab, you've probably worked with him, who is helping people. I believe it's on Friday mornings.
Yes.
And so if you're trying to figure out how to get in, how do I sign up, how do I get into a class, you can call the senior center, and we can sometimes walk you through it as well. And a lot of it is a lot easier than you think. But you can also, have someone help you through that. So don't hesitate to ask, because we're working on ways to help you get connected and to stay involved.
So speaking of the newsletter, Amy, I do want to mention our survey that we have out there right now. So in the March Hilltopper, we included a 2-page survey of what folks think of the senior center, what they think of the transportation programs in general, and if people have ideas for programs in the future, just to see, if people have any feedback or comments and how we can better the operation at the senior center. And the deadline for that survey has been extended until the end of May. So if you haven't had a chance to complete the survey and you'd like to, we would really like to hear from you. You can access it on our website, or if you need a paper copy, just call up the office and we'd be happy to mail you a hard copy. Right now we have about 80 respondents, which is great, but the more people we have responding, the better our data will be and the better we can plan for the future.
Great. Thanks, Ashley. That's really important to let everyone know. We did extend it because things got confusing there in March. So we wanted to make sure everyone had a chance to reach out and let us know. Um, the other thing to note in our May newsletter, if you don't have it yet, keep an eye out open for it, is we've been working with the Hopkinton Historical Society, and we have a 5-question trivia questions about Hopkinton. And so we'd love to hear your responses to those, and they tell you how you can respond to them on that little information in the newsletter. And so in June, we'll have the answers and hopefully even some more trivia that we can test you with. Some people don't know a lot. I didn't know half of what I've learned with the programs we've had at the Senior Center as to what's happening around or what happened in Hopkinton years ago. So keep an eye open for that. I think it'll be a lot of fun to check that out and be involved in that way.
Yeah, so within the newsletter, we're trying to have interactive activities for people to complete at home. I know in the April newsletter, we had our Hopkinton Senior Center bingo card, which we heard from a few people that they completed, so congratulations. And I believe there is another card in the May newsletter as well. So just things that you can complete or try at home. We challenge folks to maybe clean a countertop or read a book or try one of the Zoom classes through the Senior Center, or even like our Facebook page if you're not a liker already. So
I think one other thing, the whole idea of keep moving, we've kind of expanded out in a lot of areas in our at the Senior Center. And one of the things that we have is we have apparel. And so if you want a sweatshirt or a t-shirt, you'll notice that this is a little plug, but here we go, the back of your sweatshirt, keep moving. And the front has our logo right here. Oops, I figured I'd be all in black if I wore it today, but the Hopkinton Senior Center. And so we are looking to open up at some point. We'll have orders being able to be taken again. So keep your eyes open in the newsletter. We do publicize it and on Facebook. And we're going to add a few things this time around. We're hoping to add a few things this next time around, whether it's a baseball hat or a tank top or something. So it's great workout gear. And I'll tell you what, they are very warm. So if you're coming into the warmer season, which is why we're looking for the tank tops, the sweatshirts are still great to have, especially on a damp day like today. So, a lot of people have been wearing them, and on Fridays you'll see when we are open, you'll see a lot of the staff sporting their Hopkinton Senior Center apparel. So keep your eyes open. That's in the newsletter again. We will let you know when it's up and running again. We are working with a supplier who's not open at the moment, and once they are back open again, we'll open up our shop.
And what's nice too is you can choose what color you'd like. So if you're not a fan of the forest green, you could pick a purple. I think there's 2 shades of purple. And I know for me, I ordered a few pieces, so I'm all Hopkinton Senior Center swagged out. So looking forward to seeing what will be added once the store reopens.
So, I think a lot of people are asking, when will you be open? And, I think that's a good question. To be honest, I'd love to be open now. I'd love to have everyone in the Senior Center. But of course, your safety is the most important thing to all of us. And so we're following state guidelines. We're following the Mass Council on Aging advice. And so at the moment, I don't have an opening date. So I'm sorry. I think, and when we do open, I think we're working right now, or I'm starting to try to figure out how can we open safely. And so that will be the next step that we're working with, is how can we make the Senior Center safe for our participants so that they can come back. So for those of you who've been calling and want to know when we're going to be open, I don't have an answer to that. We know we're closed for a while, and we know that when we do open, it's got to be safe. And so we're we're doing whatever we can. I mean, I think the building itself is safe, but it's how close. It's all about social distancing. And so how can we bring people into the building and make sure that you are socially distanced, yet involved, yet engaged, and being able to meet with your friends. And so that is something that is a high concern and priority to us. Again, advice from the state, advice from our own health department, and they've been phenomenal. Our health department's been a really great asset to a lot of seniors around town who want to know, can they get a mask? Am I sick? Do I need to be concerned? And so don't hesitate to reach out to them because they're a great source of information and assistance. So let's see what else. I don't know. I think one of the things that we've talked, Ashley and I've talked about, was the importance of play. And for me, that goes along with the keep moving. What can you do that really keeps you involved and engaged and happy? And so Ashley's, she's been working on this. We've done a couple segments in the newsletter talking about it and how important it is to stay mentally active. And so, as Ashley was talking about our exercise classes, we also have a bunch others that are maybe a bit more cerebral or less busy. We have had a couple cooking videos that we've shared with HCAM to you, and there's I think a new one coming out. And so one of our chefs has done some videos for us, and they're short. Um, and at some point, we'll show you a few of those. But you can certainly find them on the website. You can certainly find it on, I believe, Jim. Are they on your HCAM?
I believe so.
That I think so. I know Mike was working on that. When
Okay.
people record on their phone, it's a different frame rate than we use at the station, so we have to do kind of a conversion process. Um, but our goal is to have a set block where whatever kind of short shows that you're producing, we can put on there. In fact, I could show you what we do have, and we could actually play one of the short ones in this show
That
to
would be great.
give people an example. All right, so I'm going to share my screen, and then so far you will see what we have, and we will share one another right in the show. So we created a playlist called Keep Moving, and
Oh, nice.
all the different videos, anything that we get, we're going to be putting in here. So you can see we have a half-hour stretch class, and then we have some banana bread, some chocolate chip cookies, and the first one we had was the comforting and delicious soup, which I thought was a great one. So if you don't have a preference, I think we should play that one here.
I think that would be great.
All right. So here we go. It's about 7 minutes long. You should mute your microphones if you want to make any noise during it so we don't take ourselves away from it.
Hi everyone. So today I'm going to show you how to make a very simple soup. It's a sausage, kale, white cannellini bean soup. The reason I want to show you this soup is because it requires very few ingredients. It's delicious. It's very soothing. It's not processed, and you can use different sausages. Usually at the senior center, when I cook for you, I use a kielbasa sausage, which I will dice up into very small pieces first. I don't have kielbasa sausage, and I'm trying to avoid running to the store every week. I'm going every 2 weeks like everyone else. We're trying to not go out. So I'm using a turkey sausage without the casing. So this is what I have right now. So this recipe is flexible in the ingredients. So you can actually use any type of sausage. You can use without the casing. You can use instead of the kale. Now, I know some people cannot eat greens because they're taking their own blood thinner. So instead of the kale, if you can have greens, you can replace it by diced tomatoes. So a can of diced tomatoes would work just as well. And I don't know anybody who has restrictions on the white beans. So again, 3 main ingredients. So I'm gonna start cooking my sausage. I'm gonna turn on my stove. Here we go, throwing my sausage meat. Again, we wanna make sure that we washed our hands properly before starting to cook, at least 20 seconds under hot soapy water. And I'm gonna use a spoon to stir it, make sure it cooks nicely. So this type of sausage I found at Wegmans. They sell the sausage without casing already, so it saves you a step. You don't have to take the casing off because it's already done for you. Turn down my heat, it's a little too high. I want it to simmer. Now, I do not add any butter or oil because usually sausage meat contains enough fat, but this is turkey meat, so I'm gonna keep an eye to see how it does. It may need a little bit of liquid of some sort, so maybe not necessarily oil, but a little bit of water, which I will add now because it does look like it doesn't have a whole lot of fat content. That's what we're gonna do. This is what we have after 5 to 10 minutes on the stove. The meat is almost cooked all the way. That's okay if it's not cooked all the way. I'm gonna add my kale. Whoops, without making a mess. It doesn't look like I'm succeeding at that. Now, kale will reduce as it cooks, so I can add it gradually even. There you go. Well, it all fits after all, but it's gonna reduce as it cooks. And I'm going to add some water now. I'm gonna use some water. So here's my water. A little bit more. So I'm gonna add enough water, not all the way to the top. I'm gonna leave 2 inches from the top. I don't want it to be all full because I still need to add my beans at one point. So here we go, this should do. So I think the water is about 2 inches from the top, which is great. You've managed to fit all your kale in there. As you can see, it's already reducing. You're just gonna let it simmer and cover it and let it cook for about, I'd say 20 minutes. So let's leave it alone. It's time to add the beans. So I'm looking, it's been probably 15 to 20 minutes. The water's boiling. The kale looks almost cooked. So we're gonna add the white cannellini beans now. There we go. And we're gonna let it simmer for a few more minutes. And we'll check the seasoning then. I decided to add some noodles to my soup. So what I do is once the water is really boiling, has been cooking my kale for a while, I add about half a cup of pasta to the water, so it cooks in there. I added fusillis, they're called fusilli, so they look like this. This is the type of shape, but you can add any type of little pasta that you deem, that you have available in your cupboard or that you feel like. So they're almost all cooked. This looks all cooked. So what I'm gonna do now, I wanna test the seasoning, because again, with sausage, you never know. You might end up with a very salty sausage. You don't need any extra seasoning, or vice versa, such as sausage that needs more seasoning. So let's give it a shot. I have a testing spoon right here. I'm gonna take some of that broth and try it. Watch out, it could be very, very hot. It needs seasoning in my case. So again, what I have on hand is a broth, concentrated broth, and my guess is it just needs about a teaspoon of it. So we'll check again in a few minutes, but here we go. So I've added my broth. Concentrated broth changes the color of your broth instantly. Always change your spoons when you test. Here's another testing spoon. So let's see what we have. Perfect. We checked the seasoning and it's perfect for us. Now, of course, you may make some adjustments depending on the type of sausage you used. Once you feel that it's the right seasoning, you let it simmer for another 10 minutes, and this is what you end up with. It's a beautiful soup. I'm going to stir and show you. So it's got meat, a little bit of pasta, kale, nicely cooked. It's very tasty, and it's ready to serve. So I'm going to be calling my family down to have dinner. Enjoy, and I hope you enjoy it as much as we do. Bon appétit!
Okay.
Wow, she does such a great job with those cooking videos.
I'm
know,
hungry.
doesn't she?
If it weren't 10:30 in the morning, I think I'd be eating here.
Oh, I know. She has beautiful kitchen too.
I
Yeah,
know.
and Natalie makes great soup. So definitely try them out. I think you'll enjoy a lot of the things that she's come forward with. And the other nice thing is Natalie also teaches our French classes. So we have 2 French classes that we've been able to continue to run. I think those were I won't say these are the easiest ones to get going, but I think they certainly have been wonderful. Everyone is so thrilled to be able to still take their French classes. And when I say 2, we have a beginner class and we have a class that might be a little bit more advanced than that. And so it's been a great thing to be able to continue to bring that. So our senior center without walls, our virtual classes, they're running. And so that's important to remember to keep moving with those. But the other thing is, and in all seriousness, the senior center is here to help you. And if you are in need, we still have staff who our outreach group is still able to help you. If you need help getting food, if you need help getting your prescriptions because you're not going out, so feel free to give us a call because we definitely want to be able to continue to help you in every way that we did before. We're just not there. But we are here for you. We're not in the building, but we're here for you. And so, hopefully you're taking advantage of the fun stuff we're doing. And if you haven't, give us a call. We'll get you hooked in. But also know that we are here to help you. We've had requests for medical equipment, and we've still been able to fill those. So don't hesitate to call and ask. If we can't, we'll still get back to you to let you know what we can and can't do. But as far as I know, I don't think there's been really much that we haven't been able to help people with recently. Oh, you're muted.
Okay. So that's awesome. And I'm sorry to say, but we just about got a minute left of this first episode. Did we talk about the checking in and saying hi segment? Because I could
Yeah,
mention
I did mention it. We
Okay.
need to make sure we give them a number, and so you can
Okay.
post that. But the one thing I do want to remind everyone is to stay safe, wear your mask when you're out in public, and keep moving.
That's great. Amy, thanks so much. Ashley, thank you so much. We are so thrilled to have you producing the show for our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. Bye, everyone.
Bye.